Most men go their whole lives without really thinking about their prostate until trouble starts. But in my 30 years of working with men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, I've seen one truth again and again. What you do today will decide whether that small walnut-sized gland quietly supports your life or quietly steals it. And here's the surprise. More than half of men over 50 already show symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. By the time they reach 80, that number jumps to 80%. That's not just a statistic, it's a clear warning that if you live long enough, your prostate will almost certainly demand your attention. The good news? Many of the biggest risk factors are not set in stone. You have far more influence over your prostate's future than you've been told. I'm Dr. Maya Kapoor, and my goal is simple: to cut through the noise and give you clear, evidence-backed ways to protect this vital part of your health. Because when your prostate stays healthy, your quality of life stays high. Whether you're newly past 50 or you've been keeping an eye on your numbers for years, the steps I'm about to share can help you avoid the slow, frustrating creep of symptoms that so many men accept as just aging. Before we talk solutions, you need to understand what's at stake. Your prostate sits just below your bladder, wrapping around the urethra like a collar. Its main job is to produce the fluid that carries sperm during ejaculation, but its influence goes much further, affecting urination, intimacy, and even hormone balance. When the gland enlarges, it squeezes the urethra, making it harder to pass urine, sometimes painfully so. The exact cause of BPH isn't fully understood, but one major factor is hormonal change. As you age, testosterone levels slowly decline, while levels of a more potent derivative called DHT rise, stimulating the prostate to grow. Add in your family history and certain lifestyle habits, and you've got a recipe for trouble. If your father or brother struggled with prostate enlargement, your odds are higher, sometimes 4 times higher. That doesn't mean you're doomed, but it does mean prevention has to start early. Family history isn't the only invisible force at play. Your hormones are quietly influencing your prostate every single day. Testosterone and its more potent cousin, DHT, are like 2 sides of a scale. Over time, that balance can tip, encouraging the gland to grow faster than it should. While your DNA can set the stage, the script is still yours to write through the way you eat, how you move, and the daily choices you make about your health. And then there's another factor most men never consider: your overall metabolic health. Conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and obesity don't just affect your heart. They drive inflammation and hormonal imbalance that directly affect your prostate. Studies show men with metabolic syndrome have up to a 70% higher risk of BPH symptoms than those without. That's a massive difference, and it means that taking control of your weight, blood sugar, and blood pressure is also taking control of your prostate health. So how do you put all this knowledge into action? It starts on your plate. The Mediterranean-style diet, a steady supply of fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, healthy fats, and moderate amounts of fish and poultry, is one of the most powerful dietary patterns for protecting your prostate. Tomatoes, for example, are rich in lycopene, a potent antioxidant linked to lower prostate risk. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower fight inflammation and support cellular health. At the same time, you'll want to cut back on foods that drive inflammation: heavy saturated fats, red and processed meats, and excessive dairy. These can tip your hormone balance in the wrong direction and make symptoms worse. Think of it less as giving up foods you enjoy and more as building a menu that keeps your body working for you instead of against you. Even small, consistent changes, like adding berries to breakfast or swapping one red meat dinner for fish each week, can make a noticeable difference over time. But food is only one piece of the puzzle. The way you move your body is just as important. Research consistently shows that men who stay physically active have a lower risk of prostate enlargement and fewer urinary symptoms. This isn't about training for a marathon. It's about regular, moderate movement that improves blood flow and reduces inflammation. 30 minutes of brisk walking, cycling, swimming, or even gardening most days of the week can pay dividends in comfort, confidence, and overall vitality. And here's something many men overlook. Certain medications you take for unrelated issues can actually make prostate symptoms worse. Common culprits include over-the-counter antihistamines and decongestants, which can tighten muscles around the urethra and slow bladder emptying. If you're dealing with frequent nighttime bathroom trips or difficulty starting urination, talk to your doctor about whether your medications might be part of the problem and whether there are safer alternatives for you. Even with all these proactive steps, nothing replaces the value of regular medical checkups. Prostate problems often progress silently, so don't wait for symptoms to tell you something's wrong. Annual screenings after age 50 or earlier if you have risk factors give you a chance to catch changes early when they're most treatable. This includes a PSA blood test, sometimes paired with a digital rectal exam, and occasionally an ultrasound to assess size and structure. These tools together can help build a complete picture of your prostate's health. The bottom line? Protecting your prostate isn't about a single magic bullet. It's about building a foundation, steady nutrition, regular movement, smart medication use, and consistent monitoring. Every small choice you make either supports that foundation or chips away at it. And if you start now, you're not just avoiding discomfort, you're preserving your freedom, your confidence, and your quality of life for decades to come. Once you understand the forces that shape your prostate health, your genetics, your hormones, your metabolism, your daily habits, the next step is turning that knowledge into a concrete plan you can follow without feeling overwhelmed. I want you to think of this as your personal roadmap, one that builds in the right foods, the right activities, and the right medical habits to keep your prostate from becoming a problem you have to fix later. Let's start in the kitchen. Picture your plate as a daily opportunity to calm inflammation, balance your hormones, and keep your circulation strong. The backbone of this is plants, deeply colored vegetables and fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats. Deeply colored vegetables and fruits flood your body with antioxidants that guard your cells from damage. Leafy greens and cruciferous varieties bring plant compounds that help your body neutralize and clear out substances that can irritate or inflame your prostate over time. Fruits such as berries, pomegranates, and grapes bring antioxidants that guard your blood vessels. Then add healthy proteins, fish rich in omega-3s, skinless poultry, and plant-based sources like lentils or chickpeas. And don't fear healthy fats. Olive oil, avocado, walnuts, and almonds all support hormone balance and heart health, which go hand in hand with prostate wellness. Limit the inflammation triggers, processed meats, heavy fried foods, high-fat dairy, and you'll notice not just better urinary comfort, but steadier energy throughout the day. Breakfast can be a simple but powerful start. Oatmeal topped with blueberries and a sprinkle of chia seeds, or whole grain toast with avocado and sliced tomato. Lunch might be a big salad with mixed greens, grilled salmon, olives, and a light vinaigrette. Dinner could be whole grain pasta tossed with tomato sauce, steamed broccoli on the side, and a handful of walnuts for crunch. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. From your plate, we move to your routine. Physical activity is not a luxury, it's a form of medicine. Aerobic exercise improves blood flow, lowers inflammation, and helps your body regulate hormones naturally. Strength training preserves muscle mass, which supports healthy metabolism and testosterone levels. Even simple body weight movements, squats, wall push-ups, resistance band pulls, done a few times a week can make a difference. If formal workouts aren't your style, build movement into your day. Walk instead of drive for short errands. Take the stairs. Stand and stretch every hour. And here's something most men never hear. Your pelvic floor muscles matter. These are the same muscles you use to stop the flow of urine midstream. When they're strong, they support your bladder and prostate, improve urinary control, and even enhance sexual performance. You can strengthen them with Kegel exercises. Gently contract, hold for a few seconds, then release. Do sets throughout the day, and you'll train those muscles to work for you instead of against you. We also need to talk about medications and substances that may quietly make symptoms worse. Cold and allergy remedies containing antihistamines or decongestants can tighten muscles around your urethra. Certain antidepressants can relax your bladder muscles too much. Even caffeine and alcohol in excess can irritate your bladder and increase urgency. If you're noticing more frequent trips to the bathroom or difficulty starting your stream, look at what you're taking in and discuss possible adjustments with your doctor. That brings us to the pillar that ties it all together: regular monitoring. Too many men wait until symptoms are undeniable before seeing a urologist. The problem is, by then, the condition is often more advanced and harder to manage. A PSA blood test can pick up changes in your prostate before you feel them. A digital rectal exam can reveal size and texture shifts. Ultrasound imaging can give an even clearer picture. Think of these tools as your early warning system: quiet, quick, and potentially life-saving. If you have a family history of prostate problems, are African American, or have other risk factors, start these screenings earlier, sometimes as early as 45. Keep an open dialogue with your healthcare provider, sharing even subtle changes in your urinary habits. A weak stream, hesitating before flow starts, waking more often at night. None of these are just aging to brush off. They're signals, and responding early can spare you years of frustration. The beauty of this approach is that the benefits don't stop at your prostate. The same diet, exercise, and monitoring habits that protect this one gland will also support your heart, your brain, your energy, and your confidence. You'll be able to move more freely, sleep more deeply, and stay more engaged with the things and people you love. Remember, prevention isn't about fear, it's about freedom. Every choice you make now is an investment in the years ahead, and when you stack those choices, better meals, regular movement, mindful medication use, annual checkups, you build a safety net that lets you live with more strength, more ease, and more control. In the final part, we'll bring all these pieces together into a daily action plan you can start tomorrow, plus the mindset shift that makes it easier to stick with these habits for the long run. Because prostate health isn't a one-time fix, it's a lifelong partnership with your body. Let's make this real, because all the knowledge in the world won't help if it stays in your head instead of shaping your day. What I'm about to give you isn't a complicated schedule or a strict diet. It's a simple, repeatable rhythm, the kind that quietly keeps your prostate healthy and your quality of life intact, without feeling like you're living under a set of rules. Morning, set the tone early. The first hour after waking is a golden window for your body. Your hormones are shifting, your circulation is opening, and your mind is setting the tone for the day. Start with hydration. 1 full glass of water to flush your system and rehydrate tissues that have gone hours without fluid. If you can, step outside for 10-15 minutes of sunlight to stimulate natural vitamin D production. Breakfast isn't just about filling your stomach, it's about giving your body the fuel to repair and protect. This is the perfect time for foods that directly support your prostate. Oatmeal with blueberries and a sprinkle of chia seeds, or whole grain toast with avocado and sliced tomato. These combinations deliver antioxidants, healthy fats, and fiber to keep inflammation down and hormone balance steady. Before you leave the house or before you settle into your day at home, take a few minutes for light movement. That could be a brisk walk around the block, some gentle stretching, or a short set of body weight squats. This jumpstarts circulation to your pelvis and lower body, which helps nourish your prostate and urinary tract. Midday, keep your energy even. Lunch should be light but nutrient-rich. Aim for a salad loaded with colorful vegetables, topped with grilled salmon or skinless chicken, a drizzle of olive oil, and maybe a handful of walnuts. Not only are you supporting cardiovascular health, which directly impacts prostate health, you're also helping maintain a healthy weight, which lowers your BPH risk. If you spend long hours sitting, set a reminder to stand and move every hour. Even 2 to 3 minutes of walking, stretching, or doing pelvic floor exercises can reduce pelvic congestion and keep blood flow steady. It's not about burning calories, it's about keeping your body from slipping into the stagnation that feeds inflammation. Afternoon, mindful maintenance. Many men feel a slump in the afternoon and reach for caffeine or sugar. Instead, use this as a moment to refuel with something that supports your goals. A small bowl of cherries, a handful of red grapes, or a few slices of watermelon. These fruits contain compounds that improve vascular health and blood flow to the pelvic region. If you take medications, prescription, or over-the-counter, be aware of how they may be affecting your urinary health. Decongestants, certain allergy medicines, and even some antidepressants can make symptoms worse by tightening muscles around your bladder or urethra. Keep an updated list and review it with your doctor at least once a year. Evening, prepare for recovery. Dinner should be satisfying but not heavy. Whole grain pasta with tomato sauce and steamed broccoli, or baked fish with roasted sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts will give you anti-inflammatory benefits and help stabilize your metabolism overnight. Avoid loading up on fluids right before bed, especially alcohol or caffeine, so you're not waking multiple times to urinate. Before bed, take a few minutes for deep breathing or meditation. Stress hormones like cortisol can worsen inflammation and disrupt hormone balance. Bringing your nervous system into a calmer state supports not just your prostate, but your sleep, your recovery, and your mood. Weekly and monthly checkpoints. Once a week, do a slightly longer session of activity that you enjoy. Cycling, swimming, hiking, anything that gets your heart rate up while engaging your lower body. This not only strengthens your muscles, but also keeps your vascular system responsive. Once a month, do a personal symptom check. Ask yourself, has my urinary stream changed? Am I waking more at night? Do I feel like I'm emptying my bladder fully? Catching small shifts early gives you and your doctor a head start on preventing progression. Annually, schedule your prostate health screening. This might include a PSA blood test, a digital rectal exam, or an ultrasound depending on your risk factors. Make it a non-negotiable part of your preventive care, the mindset that makes it last. The truth is, most men start strong and fade over time, not because the habits don't work, but because they frame them as chores. You have to reframe them as investments. Every time you choose a tomato over processed meat, or take a 20-minute walk instead of another hour on the couch, you're banking a little more freedom, energy, and confidence for the years ahead. It's also about connection. If you have a partner, share what you're doing and why. Let them be part of your health journey. Cook together, walk together, even do your checkups in the same week. Accountability isn't just about discipline. It's about having someone who reminds you why it matters. And if you're on your own, that doesn't mean you're alone in this. Find a friend, a group, or even an online community focused on healthy aging. The more you surround yourself with people who are investing in their future, the easier it becomes to keep investing in yours. Why this matters beyond the prostate. Everything we've talked about, anti-inflammatory foods, regular movement, stress management, routine screening, doesn't just protect your prostate. It lowers your risk for heart disease, supports brain health, preserves muscle mass, and keeps your hormones in a healthier range. That means more independence, more mobility, and more options for how you spend your time. It also means you're protecting parts of your life you might not think about every day. Your ability to travel without worrying about bathroom stops, your confidence in intimate moments, your comfort in your own body. Prostate health is never just about one organ. It's about the quality of the years you have left. I've seen men who ignored the signs, weak stream, waking at night, that nagging sense of not being fully empty until they were facing procedures they could have avoided. And I've seen men who caught changes early, adjusted their habits, and kept living fully into their 80s. The difference wasn't luck, it was choice. So I'll ask you, which path will you choose? Will you wait until your prostate becomes a problem to fix? Or will you protect it now, while you still have the power to shape the outcome? Your body is still listening. Every glass of water, every serving of broccoli, every walk in the sunlight sends a message that you still care, that you're still in the game. In the years to come, that message can be the difference between living with restriction and living with freedom. Start tomorrow. Keep it simple. Make it consistent. And remember, prevention isn't about fear. It's about giving yourself the best possible future. I'm Dr. Maya Kapoor, and I'll see you in the next chapter of your health journey. Until then, take care of your prostate, take care of yourself, and never forget, you're worth the effort. If something in today's talk truly spoke to you, I'd be grateful if you'd share your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. If you'd like to keep having honest, practical conversations like this, subscribe so we can walk this path of health together, step by step. And if you have a friend, a brother, or even a neighbor who could use this reminder, please pass it on. You never know the difference it could make in their life.